back to the Friarside chat. Today is August 17th, 2023. I'm Vince, this is Brandon, talking all things Padres baseball. So, this week was okay. It was like typical Padres is probably how I'd say. Do you agree?
Giving you just enough hope to hang on, as per usual.
Yeah, so just to ground ourselves, right? Padres went 3-3 since we last spoke last Thursday. They lost the series to the Diamondbacks, one game they won, 2 games they lost, and then they took the series from the Orioles. They won 2 and lost 1.
It's crazy because if you were to ask me going into the week, which one do you have a better chance at? I would take us beating Arizona over the first place Orioles.
You would think so.
Yeah, they're weird like that.
They're weird like that.
They'll win a series against the Rays. They'll win it against the Rangers. They'll win it against the Orioles, and then lose it to like the Rockies. And who was the other? Pittsburgh
can't win a game against Pittsburgh.
It's weird. They're weird.
Yeah,
it's a really weird year.
They're just playing to the level of competition, I guess.
Chameleon baseball.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta coin that term. That's a good one.
So many coaches have told me this.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I take it all back. So that being said, it looks like they're in the same place as far as standing wise goes, right? It's 4.5 games back on the wild card, which is where they were, I think, the last time we talked.
But they're running out of time.
Yes, less games now. So now you have to play at a better rate than before. So based off of that, magic number we talked about, 85 wins to give you a shot. They got to go 27-13 the rest of the way, I think is what I was, or was it 14? 27-14.
Okay.
Minimum to give you a shot. 660 ball, baby.
Well, nothing leads you to believe that they're going to do that, but we did talk about it in a previous episode that the back half of their schedule, there's a lot of weaker opponents, especially in the last month. So they just need to make it to that last month because winning every series, winning 2 out of 3 is the goal, and that's what they got to do. Now, granted, you get a little bit of wiggle room there. Say you don't win 1 series, you win 1, lose 2. You can make that up against some of these other opponents of other teams that are already out of it and don't have a lot to play for. You got the Cardinals coming up. You got the White Sox. You got a lot of different teams that don't have much to play for that you can sweep, hopefully. Yeah. So there is hope.
Yeah.
Just not a lot of it.
Yeah.
They're running out of time.
And especially like this next week, which we'll get into towards the end of the show. But we're up against some wild card contenders, so an opportunity to make up a lot of ground. But we'll talk about that.
They can't slip. They can't slip
later for sure.
Let's start on a more fun note. We always have our games at the end. Let's do it this time around. And it's a little bit of a recap of how the year's been going and some of the top performers or maybe not so top performers. Do you want to start with pitching or hitting first?
Dude, I didn't do as much my due diligence and statistical research this week, so just hit me with whatever you want to start with.
Let's go with the pitchers. Okay. Because they've been good. So I've done it and broken it up into starting pitchers and relief pitchers. Okay. These categories tell me who is applicable for each. So most wins.
Okay.
Who has the most wins as a starting pitcher?
On the Padres, who has the most wins? I'm going to go Snell.
Which is weird because he started out like 2-8.
Yeah.
It's Joe and Snell.
Yeah,
they both have 10. Double digits.
It was either the sneaker pick is Joe because I know he gets the most run support.
He does get the most run support.
I saw that statistic.
You get really screwed by not having run support. Relief pitcher, who do you got?
For wins?
For wins.
Well, this is a weird one, right? Because you like almost don't want wins as a relief pitcher. Because I feel like most of the time, if you're a relief pitcher and you're getting wins, it's because you came in, blew it, and then they came back. Or something. I don't know.
Or something, mate.
Or something. Let's see. My gut wants to say Martinez, but I don't think it is. I'm going to go like someone kind of random, like let's say Tweaker Tim.
It's Martinez.
It is. Damn.
He kind of had
stuck with it.
A little bit of a cheat in there because he did start some games.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
that's a little bit rigged.
The Padres haven't had too many comeback wins. So, like, even if you threw in a guy after someone pooped the bed, there haven't been too many comebacks. But anyways.
Got it.
Most strikeouts this year.
Oh, man. It's got to be Snell, right?
It is Snell.
Yeah,
it's 176.
Okay.
For relief pitching?
Most strikeouts in relief. It better not be Martinez again. I want to say... Oh. I guess Hader. Maybe Hader.
Yeah, he strikes out a lot of people, but it's Martinez.
Dude. I need these separated by starts versus relief appearances.
I know. It deviates. Most innings pitched.
Most innings pitched.
Who's been the workhorse?
Darvish.
Snell. 136.
Really? Okay. I like it.
And relief pitcher? Come on, just answer.
Come on, Martinez.
It is because of the stars. All right. Least walks per 9. Who's been stingy with the walks?
Definitely not Snell. That's for sure. Let's go Waka. I feel like Waka doesn't walk Waka guys.
It's Joe and Lugo tied with
okay.
1.9 walks per 9.
Okay. Respectable.
Relief pitching. This one will shock you.
Really?
Yeah.
Freaking, how about Wilson?
No.
Okay.
Tweaker Tim. Tim Hill with 2.5.
There's
walks
so many
per 9.
asterisks on these questions.
That one is not one.
Okay.
Most strikeouts per 9.
Most strikeouts per 9.
This should be
who's
easy.
most efficient? Well, that has to be Hader then.
For relief pitcher, yes, it is.
okay.
With 13.7
Jesus.
strikeouts per 9. That's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah, that's big time. Starting pitcher, strikeouts per 9. Just go with Snell.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know why you're thinking about it. But
Well, Darvish has been striking out like a fool this year. I mean, been striking guys out like fools this year, I feel like.
yeah, but Snell's going on.
He's like Cy Young candidate. Snell.
He had that, like, how many games of 10 plus strikeouts in a row? 4 or 5? Either way.
Yep.
Fun fact, though, Avila and Kerr oddly owning an 11.3 strikeout per 9.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Avila, yeah, that one surprised me. I
Avila.
feel like Kerr does get a lot of strikeouts though. Didn't he get sent back down?
I don't know. Next category.
Okay.
Lowest home runs per 9. Who's keeping it in the yard?
Who's keeping it? I would say Azokar, but he hasn't played at all, so it's not fair. Let's do.
No, we're talking about.
Oh, you're
pitcher
still pitching?
Yes.
I guess
that
we've
was
been
such a jab at Azokar.
just out.
Who doesn't hit home runs?
Didn't provoke it
Azokar.
at all, and just pulling him into this for no reason. Who doesn't give up the long ball? I feel like I never see like Lugo get taken deep.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
It's Walker.
Walker.
Less than
Okay.
1
Okay.
per 9. 0.8.
Really?
And then who's your relief pitcher who keeps it in the yard?
Relief pitcher keeps in the yad. Maybe give me some Cosgrove.
I'll give you some hater at 0.2. 0.2.
Yeah, actually.
I think he's
what
only
am I
given up
talking
1.
about? What am I talking about? Yeah.
All right.
Makes
Lowest whip
sense. Lowest whip for a starter.
for a starter.
Well, whip incorporates walks, right?
Yep.
So don't.
It's like runners that
so
get on. Walks
don't
and hits
do-
are included.
Don't do
per inning.
Snell then. Give me some more Waka then. It's got to be.
Waka, waka, waka. 1.06.
Give me some more Waka.
All right. Who's your relief pitcher?
Hater. Come on.
0.94. A sub 1 whip. That's incredible. Worth noting, too, though. Cosgrove, sub 1 whip.
Yeah. See.
Suarez, sub 1 whip.
Yeah.
All right. Last one for the pitchers. Who's the enforcer? Who's hitting the most batters?
Who's hitting the most batters?
Who has hit the most
Freaking-
batters this year?
As a starter, we'll go with. Who hits guys?
Who hits on guys?
Who hits on guys? Let's go with my man Lugo again. I feel like he hits guys.
No, you're not.
No?
This guy hasn't pitched in a while. You haven't thought about the back foot slider that gets away. Joe,
Oh, that's right.
Joe.
Actually, that's yeah. Okay, you're right.
relief pitcher.
Relief pitcher. Martinez.
Hill
Tweaker.
doesn't walk
Just
anybody,
tweaking
but he
too
just
much
hits
and
them.
goes inside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think of that arm angle. It's
Yeah.
coming out here. It's gonna get some guys.
Got it.
All right, that wraps it up for the pitchers.
Okay.
This one's quicker. We're gonna go to the batters.
Got it.
These are fun categories. Highest batting average. And this is among eligible
gross.
starters and stuff like
Okay.
that.
It's Kim, right?
Kim with 284.
Yeah.
Dude, guy's sneakily getting up to 300.
He is creeping his way.
Who's second? These are going to be 1 and 2s.
Second. Soto?
No.
No.
This will shock you.
Yeah.
It's the X-Man.
Really?
He's hitting 272.
Under the radar hitting.
It's under the radar because they're all singles.
Yeah.
Right. Highest slug.
Highest slug.
Who's got the extra bases?
I mean, it's hard not to say Kim again. Because he's been so hot. We'll go with Kim.
That'll be Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
With a
that was my
500
next
slug.
pick. Yeah.
Who's second?
If it's Kim going to blow my brains out.
So are you going to change it or are you going to keep it?
Give me Tatis.
It is Tatis.
Okay, let's
473. All right, most walks.
Most walks. Oh, Soto, come on.
Yeah,
Come
okay.
on.
Yep, second.
Easy.
Give me second. Well, Soto with 103 walks.
Yeah.
103
That's ridiculous.
walks. The year's not over. That's crazy.
Second most walks.
Yep.
Almost G-Man Choi. Just kidding. Just the rate at which he walks. Let's do, I feel like Kim. He sees a lot of pitches.
Yeah, good leadoff hitter. It's a good guess, but
Ah.
it is Kim.
Oh!
57. 57 walks for the guy.
Let's go.
Who's getting plunked the most?
Who's getting plunked the most?
Yeah, who's hit by pitch?
I feel like Machado gets hit a lot. Or Grisham. What am I talking about? He's like the guy who gets hit. Grisham?
Jake Cronenworth with
Really?
10 double digits. Only guy with double digits.
Really?
But because you already said it, Grish is number
Yeah.
2 with 4.
That's it?
Doesn't get
That
yeah.
dude gets hit. It just seems like he gets hit every other day.
Machado, it just matters when he gets hit.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a shock factor. You're like, no.
You should know these. Home runs.
Home runs.
Top 2 guys in home runs.
Oh, man. Who are our top 2 guys in home runs? I actually don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't. I guess top, I would probably guess it's Soto.
Yep, with 24.
And then probably Machado.
With 21. Yeah, you do know.
Okay.
All right.
But it's just like, I guess I'm thinking like, when I think of home runs by Padres, I'm thinking Gary Sanchez, but he's only been with
He's been hot.
Yeah. He
He's
has like
been
16 or something, and he's been for like half the amount of time this year. So
He's had more home runs than pretty much like the last 4
great.
years
Like
of
at bats
catchers.
to home runs, that'd be interesting. I'm sure he's up there.
For
For
years to
Padres.
home runs. Like, he has more home runs than Hedges had in his tenure here. He has
more home runs.
than Nola
Actually,
has in
Hedges
his
used to
tenure.
have some pop. He just only hit .90.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was bad. All right, last 2 categories. Who's been striking out the most?
Striking out the most.
Uh-huh. The answer may surprise you.
Okay, let me think real quick. We'll go with. Is it Crone?
No, but it feels like it sometimes.
It just feels like it.
I think it feels like it more because he doesn't. He didn't used to strike out all the time. Now he does.
Actually, it makes sense to have a guy higher up too in the order. Is it randomly like Machado or something?
Nope. Number 1 is Grish with 127.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who's number 2? Just throw a name out there.
Sanchez.
Nope. It's Soto with 106.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Sees enough pitches. And then
The only reason I didn't say Grish was because I know he has high strikeout rates, but he just like always hits 9th. So I figured
but he's played a lot of games
he's gonna have one less at bat per game.
than the top guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he makes up for it with how much he strikes out. All right. Last one. Who's our Iron Horse? Who are the top 2 guys who've
playing
played the
every day?
most games? Yep.
Soto's got to be up there.
Soto's number 1 with
Yeah.
121.
Number
games.
1. Number 2's got to be probably Kim, right?
Final answer?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You know who it is?
Cronenworth.
Unsung hero, Jake Cronenworth,
Yeah.
plays first and
There's
second
one
and
of
gives
those
other
two
guys
guys.
days off. And that wraps it up.
Okay. Cool. Were you tallying how many I got right?
I really should have been.
I feel like I got maybe like 60%.
We'll flash your score up here because we can count it and put it in post.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow, that's a really good
Average
or
score.
bad score.
Cool. Well, that was fun. I actually did a little bit better than I thought I was going to do. But then there were some obvious ones I missed. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
You're an idiot.
Idiot. But no, that was fun. That was cool. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Glad you enjoyed it.
All right, let's move on to. Let's keep things spicy. What do you think? Want to keep things
Some
spicy?
hot takes?
Yeah. A couple hot takes.
I like
I got
hot
a good
takes.
hot take for you. I've been wanting to tell you this one.
Go.
Okay, ready? So, we just talked about how the Padres had a very Padre week, didn't play super well. You lose almost all hope and faith in them. Then they come back and play 2 excellent games, like
Complete
games, hitting on point, relief pitching on point, start like great games. Like if they can keep playing like that, they might be a playoff team. And so I was thinking to myself, well, what's been different? What's different about these 2 games? You ready?
Go.
Could it be Mr. Ben Gamel is the X factor we've been waiting for? What?
I'm just checking.
Yeah?
Are you on a hot seat?
Yeah? Dude,
My
it's
God.
toasty.
That is one of the hotter takes I've seen, while also being, I think, ice cold. Yeah, maybe it's Ben Gamel, but more likely, no. That's like, hey, in the Gatorade cooler, they switched from fruit punch to lemon lime. I think that's it.
Baseball's a weird game like that, though, as you know. It's like superstition's a thing. But here, okay. I think we had talked about it in one of the podcasts prior where it was, we didn't doubt that the team had, fire left. Like, the guys are motivated. They want, obviously, like, everybody's bought in. They want to perform. There's just something
off
missing, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's like, I think I had mentioned, maybe it's a grittiness. Maybe it's just like some sort of weird, I don't know, just guy who's been there before, but like in a different way than like these old men that we have, like a Nelson Cruz or Carpenter or whatever, or Rich Hill. Grandpa maybe Hill. It's a seasoned big leaguer who's not a superstar, who just comes in, gets the job done, plays good defense, makes contact. Ben Gamble. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's only been 2 games.
He's gotten some play
he's
time.
Played 2
and he
games.
Didn't look bad.
He's played 2 games. They've been I think, like kind of the best the Padres have looked in a long time. Not saying it's all him, but I don't know. Just a take.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to who is not Ben Gamble that's been in versus Ben Gamble being in, right? So you have young guys coming up who are still getting their feet wet, facing big league pitching. And a team knows that. When they come up to bat, there's that kind of thought in your head, like, let's hope the kid can do it. It's not proven. And then you've also got the other guys who's like, man, if we had prime Nelson Cruz or prime Carpenter, he gets this done all the time. Yeah. And then you're thinking how old he is. I don't know. Weird take, hot take.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
More so than a hot take, it's just like a weird take.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Food for thought. We'll see what happens if he keeps, if he's
producing.
In the lineup too, right? See what happens.
I like it.
Okay, here's another one for you.
Go.
So, Matt Carpenter is more valuable not playing but sitting on the bench than a replacement player that you'd fill his spot with.
Go. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree only because of the reports that came out from the clubhouse saying that they would rather have a Matt Carpenter on the bench than a fringe player.
Who gets one at bat in a month.
Yeah, strikes out. But he has a value. I mean, they talked to Bob Melvin after the game and said basically, why was Matt Carpenter in that situation? You haven't trusted him for over a month to be in that same situation. And he blatantly said, I just need to get the guy in at bat. Yeah. And he added, and the caveat is huge, that he's never pulled for anyone to get a hit as hard as he was pulling for Matt Carpenter, which shows this level of respect and speaks to the character that Matt Carpenter has. Right. And his teammates are also backing it, saying we'd rather have him in here than lose him and have someone else come up who can maybe pinch hit a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Just because it's like, we all know he's like a pro's pro. Obviously, they love having him there. But I guess I'm thinking like at this point, I'm just curious to see is he like taking a coaching role? Kind of,
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Like making sure the energy in the dugout is right.
The player coach. Kind of, right.
That's a very valuable piece that people often overlook is having that. And every team, I think, has a guy like that. Mm-hmm. And, dude, Matt Carpenter's a great dude.
Yes.
I mean, look at who you could bring up to take his spot. Is it worth it? No. If we had a farm system loaded with guys who could come in and make impact, then yeah.
No, that's
bring them up,
that's
but
a really good point, right? Because it's like, if you're gonna pull up and no like disrespect, but like a Brandon Dixon, a Batten, like you can play a lot of positions, but it's like
the hole in the clubhouse is bigger.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They're not gonna provide the veteran leadership that Matt Carpenter is. Just the wisdom, been there, done that type of thing.
So, I really do think that when you're struggling the way that they are too. You need somebody that when you're coming into the dugout off the field, someone who's going to keep it positive and not a guy going, oh my God, I could do this. Like I could go out there and play better than this. Why am I not in? No. He's not saying, why am I not in? Right. He's saying, hey, let's make sure we've got our heads on straight. Yeah. Let's focus on the task at hand and go for it.
Yeah. And I think too, I think it was a quote from Carpenter. It was just something along the lines, people were asking him during the trade deadline and whatnot. And he was totally just like, he's like, I understand, all these things. I've been here before. It's like, I want the Padres to do what's best for the Padres. He's like, whether that's me in here or not, like, I totally understand, and I'm totally about it. So it's just like, that I think just speaks to the type of guy he is.
And the guys know that. Yeah. That's why they're backing him. So, yes, I like that take. He is more valuable than a fringe player.
More valuable not playing than a below average big leaguer.
How many times does it come down to your last bench piece being the deciding factor in a game? It happens, and when it does, you're happy to have that depth, but it doesn't happen often. He's worth it.
Okay. And then this one's, I don't know, not so much a hot take.
Did I get a hot take at some point? I'll go after this one. I've got a hot take.
Throw yours in. Why not? I already went.
My hot take is that run differential is a scam. And I've never really thought that till this year, because normally at the end of the year, you look at run differential and it's like, wow, yeah, those top teams, it shows how dominant a team can be when they're at the top. I think it's like a fun, oh my God, did you see that? I don't want to say the name. The team in our division has like 200, 300 run differential. Like, that's cool. But it ultimately doesn't mean jack. And I haven't thought that before, but I'm looking at the numbers. Padres plus 64 run differential. Orioles plus 58 run differential. The Padres record 58 and 63. The Orioles record 74 and 47.
Yeah, ridiculous. I mean,
but shouldn't we be better according to run differential?
Right.
And what it doesn't take into account most are close games. And what matters most in close games is runners in scoring position.
Right.
Getting the big hit, not walking the world, etc. So my faith in run differential has plummeted this year, and it took my team not proving it right to really notice it.
Took a perfect example.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not a one-off. I mean, the Rays, 145 plus on run differential. That's amazing. They started off really hot.
Right.
Their record 73 and 50. Again, Orioles plus 58. Almost a third of that.
I almost think, what's really interesting too are all these teams with winning records that have a minus run differential. That's almost, to me, a little bit more astonishing, right? As you just go down the list. Brewers, 65 and 56, -4. Cincinnati, 63 and 59 with -20. Miami, 63 and 59. So that's what, like 5 games ahead of the Padres, 4.5. -44 run differential, and you're still in the positive.
It's because they don't score a lot of runs, but their pitching doesn't give up a lot of runs. That's just how bad their offense is.
But those are just really interesting. Very interesting. But it
doesn't matter.
I'm with you. It doesn't matter.
But I do really believe in runners and scoring. I think in a game where it's so hard to get base hits, if you're not going to just hit home runs all day, every day, and walk really well. No. I mean, you look at the Kyle Schwarbers, right? Like, he's hitting under 200, but has a ton of RBIs, has a ton of home runs, and actually walks a lot.
Right.
So you're either that new wave player that the old era looks at and goes, how is that really being successful?
Right.
But it plays in today's game.
Right.
Or you need to kind of go back to the old way of seeing more pitches, having consistent bat-on-ball skills, so that you can get more hits with runners in scoring position.
Yep, I'm with you.
That's my hot take.
Yeah,
get off my pedestal.
No, that's a good take. And I mean, you just think about the themes of the Padres' wins and losses this year. We're losing tons of close games, which would make run differential very small but negative, and then they'll win 10-2.
Yep.
Quite consistently. So that kind of makes sense. Okay. Did you have any other hot takes, or is that your big one?
I've got one.
Okay.
I put all my energy and effort into one.
This last one I had, it's not really like a hot take, but it's just like, I just want to get your take.
Yep.
We talked last week how it's make or break time. We think by the end of this week, by the end of this upcoming series of Diamondbacks and Marlins, the season will be basically decided. Are you still in it? Do you have a legitimate chance? And if you don't, I think you're done. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
It's game over. I think that's fair to say after this series. So, my question to you is, if the Padres go worse than 5-2 in these games against these two teams, is the season over?
No.
You don't think so?
But it's not far off that number. If you lose both series, it's absolutely over because you're giving ground to people who are ahead of you, and it's snowball on that. But given with the back half of the season, with September and October, listen to these last series. After you face the Dodgers, you've got Oakland for 3, Rockies for 3, St. Louis for 3, then you got San Francisco, and then you end with the White Sox for 3.
Wow.
That's make-up ground territory, which as a fan sucks, because every time they let you down, you're still holding on like going, well, maybe they sweep a bunch of those teams at the end. But that's my reasoning for saying, no, you don't have to go 5-2, but you cannot lose both series. If they do that, it's done because you've given that extra room that you can't really make up for on the end without being perfect.
Yeah.
And they've got some tough people in between there. I mean, Milwaukee's playing well. You've got the Giants for 6, and then you've got the Dodgers and Houston and a better performing Phillies team in between all that. So you really need to weather this storm and give yourself a chance. Mm-hmm. And it's not even so much weathering the storm. They actually have to play really well and win a good chunk of those series. There's room to lose a series or two. Mm-hmm. I could say that they can lose 3 series and still have a chance, a slim chance. But anything more than 3, it's done. And anything more than 2 to people that are ahead of us, it's done.
Right. So, yeah, it just makes this next coming week that much more important because it's not just any opponent. It's literally the 2 teams literally right above you.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy how that worked out.
It'll be fun.
It will.
I hope the fans get
what
really
it is?
riled up.
We need Ben Gamble in the lineup.
I can't wait for them to post the lineup and you not see Ben Gamble and be like, damn it, they didn't listen.
Yep. They obviously weren't listening to the Friarside chat. Hey,
Who is?
I'm gonna lose my mind though if they do play Ben Gamble and they continue to play amazing. And then what do you do too? Because I'm pretty sure he was. I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm dying.
I'm gonna get you a poster.
I am dying on this hill. But I'm pretty sure the only reason he's up is because Choi's out for 10 days or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if my dream comes true. But anyways, so that kind of is a look ahead. So that's usually how we wrap things up. But there's one other question I wanted to ask you before we close it out for this week.
Sweet.
So our starters have been good. We've had good starters. However, as we were a little bit afraid of, Rich Hill hasn't been great. And he's had 2 starts. I said 3. Remember, I told him 3 will let me know how I feel about you for sure. And so far, we're 0 for 2, Rich. So, is he queued up to start tonight?
Let me turn up my hearing aid as he would. Yeah, he is set to start tonight against a nobody. Just Gallen from Arizona, their ace.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, he's had tall tasks. I mean, he's literally gone against. He had Gallen last time too.
Yeah,
and then he had the Dodgers. So I give Grandpa Hill a little bit of a break, but he's also been not great.
Well, I mean, just because you're pitching against Gallen doesn't mean you can't have a good outing. Granted, you may not get it. You may not get a W necessarily, but you can still pitch well.
It doesn't mean that. But I think any pitcher would tell you when the playoffs came up, like when the playoffs are coming.
Yeah.
If you hear you're facing Nolan Ryan versus someone else, it's like I've either got to bring my A game, which is a form of pressure.
Sure. Or
like, oh God, I got to be perfect. All these things that are natural human tendencies. Some guys don't have that, but I imagine most do. Yeah. And he's just had a tall order. He hasn't had to got to go face like the Tigers or the Rockies. Like it's been the first place Dodgers, and then the best pitcher on a solid young team in Arizona.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it again. I mean, my hopes aren't high, but wouldn't it be great if he did something positive for us? Because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I mean, I even saw too, like even just in the last game or two, maybe he's turned around a little bit. I saw he was actually at the front of the dugout.
I saw that too.
That?
I thought the same thing.
Right, like someone hits a home run. It was like Bomel, Rich Hill.
Well, and he was
they're the same age. Probably,
I saw.
So they gotta be up front.
Hey, that's not fair. Their caregiver was sitting between both of them, taking care of them. No, that being said, though, I did see multiple shots of him being on the bench, talking with another player, and seemingly imparting some wisdom.
Right.
Which is another thing we hoped that would come out of this. So, positive, pushes
Hopefully
forward.
He's
hopefully
feeling
good
more
outing.
settled. That being said, if I'm Bomel, I'm like, yo, Pedro Avila, go warm up behind
Second
the
inning.
scenes. Yeah. Back in the clubhouse even. I don't care. Anywhere, because you need a short hook, I think. But we'll see.
These are must-win games at this point. So, yeah, his leash will be shortened. But let's hope he goes long today.
Yep. That'd be great.
We'll see.
That would be great. But yeah, so again, big games coming up. Next week's going to be really interesting to review everything that's happened because, right, there's no off days between then. It's 7 games, or I guess it'll be 6. But, yep.
A friar is a man of religion. May we keep the faith and pray for the best. Go Pods.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next time. Peace.